So, fight news of the week. Did you see any? Did you see the Kevin Lerena fight?
Nope. Never heard of him. Did we talk about him last week?
You've talked to him a few times.
How?
He's under your radar, I think. Empress Palace, Saturday the 8th, Kempton Park, South Africa. So anyway,
What weight is he? What weight is
he's
he?
a cruiserweight.
Oh,
I'll
you
go
said
through
this earlier.
some of the cards. The first fight I saw in the undercard was Keaton Gomes gone to 6-0 now with a routine points win over
What weight is he?
cruiserweight. Yeah,
He's a cruiserweight as well.
Yeah, as well. Amado Kalonji. He was close and he was scrappy and good in parts, but I didn't take 100% attention in this fight. But the guy coming in was 3-0 as well, unbeaten. So
someone's all had to go.
And it's a good thing to see them matching up sort of two guys, before they even get the contender level of this. So it gives them an idea which one's going forward, which one's going, needs more to learn.
Sounds awful.
But he was alright. I think he's a future sort of cruiserweight star, and probably give him, say, 2-3 years.
He's a amateur. He got amateur pedigree, is he?
I don't know much about this guy, but they seem to be touting him on with the commentary. So,
right.
But one other guy on later, which I like and don't like, is Boyd Allen. He's a junior middleweight. He's 4-0 going into this fight. He fought Alexander Zuransky, 13-5 going in, and he was one of those fights where, again, he's equal sort of, one the experienced, one inexperienced. But they've talking about Boyd Allen, and all I could see was a guy with his head in the air taking shots.
Yeah.
And I think they need to slow his progress down. They keep matching him with sort of fighters with vastly more experience than himself. And I thought initially it's because he had a good amateur career, but he hadn't. He's had 30 amateur fights and didn't get to the top. So they need to slow him down before they do some damage there.
Yeah, everyone thinks they're sitting on the next Lomachenko these days, don't they? So they're rushing him everywhere.
Ridiculous. I think he was in a 12-round fight in his third fight, I think.
Yeah.
You come from a 3-round fight, it's a shock to your body, isn't it?
Yeah.
I sort of skipped the next fight because I got bored.
Sounds terrible, Carl. Why are you watching these cards for?
He's Box Nation. It was like
it's Box Nation showing over there. I thought it was one of those strange European channels.
No, he's 7-0. Juliani McKenzie, and he was 140 pounder. Initially started off quite good. He was fighting Michael McKenna. I've seen Michael McKenna before on an upset win in one of his previous fights. And this guy, I think he's fought in. I think the guy, he beat Usander Kamatsi, upset win there. But he's been in the UK, and who's he lost to? It doesn't say, but I'm sure he's fought in the UK at some point. And that was not a bad fight, but it's sort of, I don't know, he got a bit boring. I think it was one of those fights which shouldn't have been 12-rounder. It should have been
like a 10, fights.
Like an 8-rounder, and it would have been all right then.
But who's promoting this card then? Why is it on Box Nation?
I don't know who's promoting the card.
Why is it big enough? Why is it big enough to be on Box Nation? I want to know.
I think basically because the top guy, Kevin Lerena, he's the promoter must have signed a deal.
Right.
And I think bigger things are expected. I think they're looking for a bigger title. Because he's made about 4 or 5 defenses of this IBO Cruiserweight title now.
Who's he in against?
He's in against Vasil Dukar, 7-0 and 1 draw. But he was out of his depth, to be honest. He's like, the fights you don't want to see, where you see a tough guy, up and comer, going in against an experienced guy, and you think, well, he's not ready. What's the point in this fight? And this is what happened in this fight. Kevin Lerena just more or less sort of won nearly every round. And, the other guy was just taking some big shots. But one thing come of this now, you can tell that Lerena hasn't got a lot of power. He looks powerful, short, stocky, and he's hammering away, but he's not getting knockouts.
Is he? What nationality is he?
South African.
Right, he was a hometown card.
Yeah, he's 6'1". They look for probably the winner of the World Boxing Super Series, but I don't see this guy beating any of those guys.
Yeah. You know when Box Nation show these kind of fights, did they have their own commentary crew, the Barry Joneses and stuff?
On occasion. This time they didn't.
They had the local commentators, did they?
Yeah, it's broadcast by, I think it's World Super Sports in South Africa, who seem to have a lot of fights because during the fights they're asking, are we going to get the Triple G fight, or are we getting this fight? And they all seem to be replying, yes, you're going to get that fight and this fight. And so I think they sort of cater very well for the African audience.
Right.
So it's a big channel out there, and it's obviously got a lot of viewers. So perhaps the fallout of that is they want to sell the rights to other companies.
Yeah, it makes sense why they got a relationship with Box Nation now.
But it's one of those cards. It's sort of quite forgettable, I think. But it's some good. You see a couple of good things, but probably not enough to warrant watching it for 4 hours.
No, I haven't got the same sort of passion as you because you just love the sport, don't you? I'm more into the headlines of the sport, and I wish I could sit. I can't even do it with MMA. I can't sit through nothing cards. It's
Right.
I find it hard. So
yeah,
well
unless you got a vested interest. Like I want to see this Kevin in the arena because I thought he's improving, but I'm disappointed to see he hasn't got a lot of power.
Yeah.
Because if you ever look at his build, you think this guy can whack, and his punches sounded good, but people are not falling over. So, but I think the other guy on the undercard might have some promise. At 140, that Jabalani McKenzie. I think he's only 7-0. He's gone 12 rounds. I think maybe a year or two we'll see more of him. But one interesting thing about the South African boxing now is PBC in America seem to be buying or bringing a lot of these fighters over to fight on their channels. So that's a good thing. I've seen quite a few South Africans fighting and Nigerians on the PBC cards, and people I hadn't heard of, but perhaps they'll buy this guy and give him more exposure. That's all I can say on that card now.
Well, where are we going next?
Right. Should we go to the Triple G cards, eh? Yeah, yes. We go for Triple G.
Did you now interesting thing about this card, they zone run an experiment, didn't they? Where they decided to block every country except the country that the fight was taking place, trying to find some analytics on something. It was a planned experiment. So we didn't get coverage of this in the UK.
I did. I logged on to QAZ Sports from Kazakhstan.
Yeah, I have no doubt you go, but it wasn't broadcast. It wasn't broadcast in this country, and I thought that was a bit spiteful.
Yeah.
If you think about it, but apparently it was to find out the effects of blocking a country. I don't know. Aiden was talking about it.
Yeah, it's a good idea because apparently the Anthony Joshua fight had 13 million people watching in Nigeria streaming it. So the zone hasn't got a presence in Nigeria. So perhaps they want to see where these views are coming from to get the presence,
Yeah, because it's brilliant marketing. Now you've brought my attention to it because you will get to see what countries you need to invade, so to speak. Because I don't think they're doing it to crack down on piracy. I think they are looking for new markets. So they now know Nigeria is a market worth entering. Yeah,
for that sort of fight.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see what kind of data they pulled from this Golovkin fight. But it's bad that I would have probably stayed up for this because I would have been expecting an upset.
Yeah.
So I would have tuned into this because I was convinced that Steve Rolls was somehow gonna win. It was only based on what Rue has done the week before.
I didn't mind his skill set either when I watched him.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything of it. I can't find any footage.
Right.
I've seen highlights and stuff. I read fight reports and they said he was taking a couple of shots early. First 2 rounds, Steve Rolls done well, and then Golovkin opened up on him. Is that how we went?
Well, I was impressed with Rhodes' defence, and he was catching Golovkin with some counters throughout the fight, but it was like trying to push water up a waterfall. He was scoring good shots, but he didn't have the power, I don't think. So he was catching Golovkin with shots, but he wasn't having enough power in his shots to sort of make a difference, make Golovkin go backwards or whatever. But Golovkin did show a bit more sort of speed in his footwork, if anything else. I think you can't really say he's improving to 37, but he did seem to show a different side of him. I think this new trainer might have speeded up his footwork. That's the only improvement.
It's too. I mean, one of the most laziest fighters I've ever seen was Jonathan Banks. So I'm hoping his training methods have got a bit more urgency to them.
Yeah,
because he was a frustrating fighter to watch, Jonathan Banks, wasn't he? Because you think like with just a little bit of an extra 10% effort, he could have been a bit more formidable. But every time he had the spotlight shone on him, he come in lazy. And I always wonder then, can you trust a trainer who didn't even take his career serious?
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't he? And he took the training job during his career as well, didn't he?
That was Aiden sharing me a link of the fight. Did you have had? Did you? How quick did you find out? Didn't you type in Daily Motion? What's that?
Shh, you can't divulge my
Yeah, no, but you did you have that on standby waiting? Because
no, I didn't have it on standby. I just know where to get it.
You didn't type nothing. Yeah, I put it up on our website.
But another good outlet for boxing, if you want to watch more fights, you just get a motorized satellite dish. And
what's it got, like wheels on it?
No, he just goes to wherever the transponders go, and you just program it, you press the button, and it turns.
That makes more sense. I was thinking of like Wally with a thing on it with more control. Oh, I'll watch that. I'll I don't know what to say now because are we breaking the law? I don't know. You're going quiet, so I'm assuming we are. Right. Fight review, please, Ed.
So yeah, the Rhodes fight. Rhodes came to fight. He wanted the upset, but he didn't get it because he didn't have enough power. But he was catching Golovkin, and as soon as Golovkin hit him with a massive uppercut, I think it was a left uppercut, straight through the guard. I think the fight was over.
Was he catching? Was he hitting Golovkin, or was Golovkin willing to be hit?
It could be either.
Because Golovkin's a bit of an animal. He likes to taste a bit of it, doesn't he, first? So was it like he was just happy to just take what this guy was doing just to feel it? Like, I don't know.
I think Rhodes is quite a strong fighter because he looked solid, and he did take a bit of beating down, you know. So
anything in his performance to think that the Canelo rematch trilogy fight is going to be any different?
No, but a lot of people have had those fights Golovkin winning anyway, and so you know.
Yeah, the consensus round that I heard for this one was going to be a third round knockout.
Yeah, I had Golovkin winning the last fight purely. Well, when he hurt Canelo, I think it was round 11. I think I had him winning the fight, but
yeah, you were biased though. You and our other friends are Golovkin fanboys. Canelo whipped him in the second fight.
Well,
and it matter one fight can cause so much controversy because I was convinced Canelo done enough in both fights. I definitely deserved the draw in the first fight.
And you call me a fanboy.
I don't even like Canelo. That's the thing. I don't like any of these. I've never liked Triple G, and I've never liked Canelo. I admire them, but I've never liked them. Watching the fight without any emotion and just enjoying for the spectacle it was. I saw a draw. In the first fight,
but I think
we watched it together, and I called it as a draw before it happened. Me and
but you fell asleep when Golovkin was winning those rounds. That's what it was.
No, I didn't see anyone winning the rounds in the first fight. It was comfortably a draw. In the second fight, I didn't get to watch with you, but it was comfortable. He fought Triple G's fight and beat him. I don't see the point in the third fight. But, and that's with no stake in any of these fighters.
Yeah, I think De La Hoya doesn't want it, and I think he'd rather he'd age a bit more, but I think the fight should go somewhere like New York or somewhere a bit more neutral.
Yeah, I love the
That-
fact that De La Hoya got no power now with DAZN. He's so desperate for for DAZN's money that he can say that Triple G got to win another fight, but he got no power. He's going to be told what to do.
But what was interesting was before these fights happened, I did say I got Triple G winning the first fight, and if there's a rematch, Canelo wins, and that's what happened, didn't it? Really?
No, no, Triple G. Canelo got robbed in the first fight. One of the worst robberies I've ever seen. Now, and just no. I thought the first fight was a fair result. I don't think there's anything between them. There's hardly anything in between their skill
Yeah,
sets. But you got to look at time now. You got to look at the ages. But then
yeah.
you look at the ages, and Canelo has had a tough career, really. So he could age just as quickly as Triple G does.
I think, yeah, if this fight comes off, I think Golovkin, for him to win, he'd have to put his whole career, whatever he's got left in his tank, all in this fight. And then he's a short fighter completely after it. So, but will he put that effort in? I don't know.
I don't think it'll matter. I think Canelo will fight very much on the outside. It'll be a very boring safety first performance by Canelo because he's gone toe to toe with the guy. He's got his major win, fighting at this style. I think we're going to see a very boring fight, the third fight.
Yeah.
And Canelo will just be Triple G will just be following him around the ring.
So surprising, yeah.
But I'd be like 117, 110 sort of win.
Yeah, it could be like that, couldn't it? It could be a fight which just throws us off and think, well, what's happening?
Yeah, yeah, maybe disappointing.
So the undercard wasn't really worth mentioning, or if it was, I didn't see any of it anyway. So
no, you're looking at it, the undercard on box racks and terrible undercard.
there's a few new ones up and comers, but it's like if you don't know them, they need a bit better build up. I remember seeing fights broadcast by Channel 4 in the UK or S4C, and they were actually building up. Do you know when you see like the bottom tier card? Like the guy's like 3-1, and I guess the guy with like say 6 losses and 4 wins. They were building up those fights so much you wanted to watch them. They said it's a local rivalry, and they didn't like each other, and there's Twitter this and they made it so you wanted to watch the fight. I think they should do a lot more of that with these fights.
Well, I think this was one of Golovkin when he signed the DAZN deal. He signed like a 3-fight deal for his own promotional stable.
All right.
I think this might be one of them. So I think it's a case of Golovkin packed it with his fighters, but hasn't got anyone of substance quite yet.
Right.
Because the Madrimov is Ubak, same country as.
I've seen him box before, but he was on another card in Kazakhstan. I think he was on the undercard of Babit Shumanov, is he?
Yeah, and Akhmedov is a Kazakhstan as well, the top 3 fighter. So I think this is you can't really blame DAZN on the card for this when it's the deal they made to get Golovkin. So the cards at this type of card is always going to be poor.
Yeah.
So anywhere else we're going to go?
The Oscar Valdez event. Right. I seen the highlights of Robson Conceição, who's 12-0, fighting Carlos Ruiz.
And
he looked flashy. I think it's one of his. The only thing I'm disappointed with is this guy's not showing enough power this weight. He's featherweight. So, but then again, Josh Warrington hasn't got big power at that weight. So he's,
Yeah, is this Conceição a volume fighter or?
Yeah, he looks like a volume fighter, and if it's the same way I'm thinking of, he's a former gold medalist in the Olympics.
Is he? Because when you're a volume fighter, you don't need power, do you?
No, I think he needs to settle down his punches a bit more, and then plant some better shots, and I think he'd get the guys out of there. It's
he's an Olympian. He's not an Olympic champion.
Yeah, I think this guy was.
In 2012, he's a gold medal in 2016, but in 2012 he lost to Josh Taylor.
Because in 2016, the crowd, it was one of the biggest, loudest crowds I've ever seen for an Olympic champion. Every sort of punch was cheered from the rafters. If you could ever watch his final, You probably never see an atmosphere of that size making that much noise. It's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, he is. He's a top rank fighter. I didn't know it was a top rank card.
Yeah, top rank, ESPN, and Oscar Valdez under the same banner as
Oh,
well.
yeah, we're not on the Triple G fight now, are we? Sorry,
No,
I was
this is
still in
in
that zone.
Reno Sparks Convention Center, Reno, Nevada, USA.
Yeah.
So I watched.
Reno, Nevada. Sorry to interrupt. Reno,
mm,
Nevada. Is that where the Las Vegas Strip is? Is that Reno, or is that a different part?
I think it is.
It is
Yeah,
same place or
from my
different part.
understanding, yeah.
Ah, right.
Unless it's an American who would enlighten us, I don't know. But I'm sure it is.
Every time I hear Reno, Nevada, I think of trailer trash. I don't know. I just assumed it was off strip.
Oh,
Yeah.
so moving on to the main event. Oscar Valdez, usual stuff again. I think it's the sixth defense of his title. He's now 26-0. But I can see improvements in it. He's with Canelo's trainer, I think.
Is he?
And
He said he's moving up after this fight, didn't he?
yeah, he wants a bigger fight. But the thing is, how long does it take to get a unification fight? And he hasn't been calling up people. So only now he's mentioning Santa Cruz. Whereas before, they'd ask him, "Oh, you fighting next?" And he'd just say, "Oh, where my management decides, or where the promoter decides." Well, if you've got a voice, you should say we want to fight.
Mm.
But now you got like, if you think now, ESPN, Frank Warren's on board. Why didn't they put him against Warrington? Because Warrington seems to want to fight all the top guys.
Well,
Instead, we made.
the apparently I've been hearing Frampton's name for Valdez's next opponent.
Yeah, that'd be a good one as well.
You know that could keep him in the featherweight division because that's still a big scalp, isn't it?
And the PBC is sort of hell bent on protecting Santa Cruz for some reason because Gary Russell Jr. is fed up waiting.
Yeah, his career's a bit stagnant now, isn't it,
You
Santa
know,
Cruz?
it's like you've got all these good featherweights in the division now, and a lot of unbeaten ones as well, and or ones who won loss, and you think they're not fighting each other. This division now needs to have them all fighting each other.
Yeah, do you know when I think of the featherweights, right? That's how anonymous Santa Cruz has gotten, or the super featherweights or anything. I don't think of Santa Cruz's name anymore. And yet 3 years ago, I was thinking of his name a lot.
Yeah,
And it's like they've done a really good job of making him anonymous.
it's crazy. All these guys with big promoters, nobody's fighting each other. Like this fight on the weekend, you can see up against Jason Sanchez, 14-0, and he's a good fighter, but he's not ready for the big time. He's I'd say about 6 or 7 fights away. But he's thrown in there. He showed good jabs, and then I think Valdez sort of sussed him out within about 3 or 4 rounds. Dropped him in.
Well,
Oops, was that a dog? Was it?
yeah, that's
Yeah,
a dog. Sorry.
yeah. He dropped him in round 5, and then he sort of cruised to victory. But he wasn't cruising. He was hurting Sanchez. I thought, what a waste! This guy should have been, fighting more people to get a title shot when he can win.
Mm.
Not just take an early one and then lose,
Yeah,
there's too many champions now.
there's been too many champions for too long, but
Yeah.
we by saying there's too many champions, I love 4 champions. I like it. I do enjoy there being 4 champions. It's like these promotional practices are outdated now.
Yeah, but look, if you look at the amount of fighters on offer, like if you take, for example, the women's division, one of the women's divisions, there were 17 contenders in the whole division. And if you think now you've got the WBA, WBC, IBF, WBO, and even the IBO jumping on the women's boxing, and the interim or the sort of diamond belts and all that, everybody can be a champion, can't
Yeah, but
they?
the way the promoters are now, we're living more than ever in an age where we want things now, right? So these promotions with their old school tactics of letting fights marinate, we don't live in now. We live in Netflix era. We don't want to wait weekly for a TV series, let alone months for a fight that's not,
Yeah.
And we want to. I don't think we'll be having many of these conversations 2 to 3 years from now once the streaming gets full swing.
I hope not, because it's frustrating seeing Valdez just going through the routine and then seeing the other guys doing exactly the same thing and not fighting each other.
Mm.
Like years ago, you had 2 belts, and think, well, that was bad enough. I mean, 2, but you got 4 now, and they're all of equal standing because, like, when we first saw the IBF, we thought, no, it's just rubbish, and then they got established, and then the WBO come along.
I never thought the WBO would establish like they have.
But it's not because they've done well, it's because the WBC have been corrupt, and because the WBA have gone and created multiple titles for one division. So in a way, the WBC and WBA, they could have shut these guys out by keeping their integrity intact, and making the best fights. If you look at the WBC the last few years, they haven't mandated mandatories as such. They've turned Dillian White into the next Jack Johnson. Haven't they? We go around the world now and try and get his title shot. Like,
I loved it when they tried to get Tyson Fury to fight in a sanctioning in an eliminator. Tyson Fury told him where to go. He said, "I don't fight in eliminators. People fight in eliminators to fight me."
But also that's opened a can of worms because Eddie wanted clarification on what Dillian White's got to do to get his mandatory sorted out. And they mandated Tyson Fury fight Dillian White. So Fury declined. And now the WBC have got to mandate another fight. If they don't, they got to give him a shot anyway. Because if one guy is not willing to fight in an eliminator, that guy goes forward in regardless, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see now if this goes to court.
Well, let's get over to the Tyson Fury fight, is it?
Is another card I'd like to sort of gloss over.
Oh God, there's nothing else happened. Where's this taking place?
No, I'm mistaken. It was a VIP card in the weekend. I didn't watch it, and I'll probably post a link on YouTube at some point.
Yeah. You can't review fights you didn't see.
No, I'd like everybody else to review them. Need an audience. And the other fight on the Friday was obviously Zab Judah. You covered that against Kletia Seldin.
Yeah, we covered that abomination.
So that's out with that's over and out with the reviews.